Good morning, this is Bill Vale, the Pressure Deer Pro team, and today I want to talk to you about entering your stand. And we're in introduction to entry here. These are some of the things in this video series that I'm going to cover, back and forth, on and off, the different entries and how and why we use them. Real quick, I want to cover a couple of things. One thing I noticed early on in my hunting when I started actually keeping track of which way the wind was blowing when I killed a certain deer, or what were the things that came together that were common factors in all of the kills. And some of the biggest things I came up with is very short entry. It's not to say that you can't penetrate from a long ways and get the job done. I've done it both ways, but the shorter the entry seemed like the better the luck. And also, it was the first time I was there, either morning or evening, first or second time, something like that. So we got a short entry, kind of with the element of surprise. All right. There are three basic entries. There's a fourth that I use on occasion, and I'll get into that. The traditional, or what I call fundamental, traditional wind in the face entry. There are times when this is the only entry that'll work. Then there's the wind over the back entry. This is an entry that I'd never heard of anybody else doing it before I came up with it. I'm sure people probably have, rather they realized they were doing it or not. Then we have the crosswind entry, both good and bad. Sometimes crosswind entry can be very helpful. Other times, and most of the time, it's not. And we'll get into why that is. And then there's the flank entry, which I'll cover what that is. Now, we're going to learn how to enter your stand correctly. There is no set profile. In other words, it's a DNA approach to each entry. You have to consider each step of the way. Okay? You want to tactically be there at the right time or have good timing. You want to prepare the way. In other words, when before they could take women and children out west, they had to take men and go out west and prepare the way. You have to prepare the way to your stand. You want to minimize noise. This is something that all hunters know. There are some tricks to minimizing noise. It's not so much the noise itself, it's what you do with the noise, it's how you treat the noise, and how the animal reacts to the noise. Okay, as to whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Keep a steady pace. This is something that we're going to get into and why I insist on that. Or pick up and slow down your pace according to what you're going through, and we'll cover that as well. Keep from disrupting the ground. This is something that people don't understand, but whenever you have a lot of leaves in a wooded situation, okay, whenever you crunch these leaves down with your big hunting boots and whatnot, it's a compost type thing, and it releases a form of gas at times. Not only that, but some of your highest trained hunting dogs, trained to hunt, track down, escape convicts, this and that and the other, they're not only trained on scent, but they're trained on tracking because of the disrupted ground. Okay? So it's kind of a back and forth thing. The better the dog, the better he can do both. I've heard some amazing stories about dogs and how they can track. I had a one-eyed beagle. I wear rubber boots. It did not matter. If she got loose, no matter where I was at, if I left this house on foot to go hunting back in those days, I had lots of hunting around here, and many times I would leave on foot to go hunting, and that dog would find me no matter where I went. So, I hope you've enjoyed this introduction. We're going to move right through and go through each one of these winds in actual hunting situations, and I'm going to try to show you how and why entry is so important because the fact is, guys, if you don't get in the stand undetected, the game is over before it begins. This is Bill Vale from the Pressure Deer Pro. I hope you've enjoyed my introduction to entry, some of the things we're going to be talking about, and we're going to start right off with the wind in the face entry. God bless you and have a wonderful day.